welcome back to another vlog. It is real chilly in Marston at the moment. Obviously I am back from Cambridge. Actually I might have to leave the door open. It might be a little bit. I think that's a little bit better. I think it was a little bit echoey. Alright, I'm back from Cambridge and Hamilton. I am back in the bike shed in Marston. We have all of the beautiful rigs all lined up, and in today's video I have finally decided which one of the rigs I'm going to get custom painted next. I'm looking at getting it painted at the end of the month, so this is going to be a pretty big video, so stay tuned. Alright, and the bike that started it all of the custom bikes. So this was the first one. It is a 2018 Scott Foil high mod. This was the top model of the year. I'll put a picture up of what it used to look like. It came with a matte black finish with a little bit of like a neon orangey green, I think, or neon yellowy green. And then I got this bike off Maddie. I completely stripped it down with no group set. I had it custom repaired in this back stay here because it had like a tiny little hairline fracture. Got that fixed, and then I had it custom painted as the Ford GT from like 1989, I think it was, which is the Golf Edition paint job, as everyone seems to mention to me. It is obviously the Golf colors, but I based this off the Hot Wheels that I have in the shed, so that's why I call it the GT40 bike, because it is based off my GT40 Hot Wheel. So yeah, and then we did end up building this bike up really sick. It's got the integrated custom one-piece bar and stem, which I really think ties the whole bike together. And then it all is fitted out with Dura-Ace Di2, and I have Dura-Ace C50 tubular wheels on it at the moment, and that is a pretty sick looking bike if you ask me. Alright, and onto the second custom painted bike that I built up last year. This was originally, I'm pretty sure it was a 2012 giant Trinity TT bike. Got this frame from a guy in Hawke's Bay for an absolute killer of a deal. I think I only paid like 900, maybe $1,000 for the frame and the integrated bars and all that stuff up there. And I personally think that this bike looks absolutely killer. I don't know if it looks so good on camera because it's so bright, but in the flesh this is an absolutely sick looking bike. So obviously I went for the World War II edition theme, kind of like a bomber jet or a fighter jet. That's obviously why I went for like this gun metal color the whole way over, and that really went hard on the decals. So obviously the main part of the bike, the decal, is the shark teeth and eye, which actually goes from the frame to the top cap of the stem to the bottom cap of the stem, and it all just flushes in so nicely, and I think it's done so well. And then a really clever little touch that Matt did that he didn't even really talk to me about is obviously this is a giant Trinity, but instead of just putting a boring old giant on there, he's used the numbers and the font on the back decals of the fighter jets to write giants, a G14N7, which is actually GIANT, which is actually a really cool little touch. So this bike is running Ultegra Di2. We've got Ultegra Di2 the whole way through. We've got a gold chain on there. Obviously I've just put this Rotor Power 2 Max power meter on there. We have 3T bars and then an absolute ridiculous amount of stackers on there. Super aero, probably not so much UCI legal, but in the future video we are going to get this bike UCI legal. And then lastly, obviously I have my big wheels on there, which are the Dura-Ace C75s, and these are also tubulars fitted with the Vittoria Corsa Graphene Pro tyres. Alright, and the last rideable bike in the fleet. Obviously I've got almost like 7 frames all up, but only 3 of them are actually currently rideable. So this is my race bike. This is a 2020 Cannondale Supersix Evo, but not the Supersix High Mod Edition, just the normal Supersix Evo. So obviously when this bike is fully running, I have a crankset on there, which is the Power 2 Max Carbon Edition, and then the whole bike is running, as you can see, Ultegra, I think 2nd or 3rd edition Ultegra Di2, which is awesome. I've got an absolutely monstrous zip sprint stem. I think this is 130 millimeter zip stem. And then to finish off the cockpit, sent to me by Shimano New Zealand, are the Pro Vibe missile bars. These are 40 centimeters, I think, so nice narrow little bar. And yeah, obviously no race wheels on this bike at the moment because they're on the other 2 bikes, but yeah, this is my other bike. So I actually have decided, after a lot of debating on whether I should use one of my old frames like the Chapter 2 or the Avanti, I was like, nah, stuff it. I actually ride this bike and I really like this Cannondale, and I have a few little bits and works coming up for the end of the season and closer to next year, so I was like, why not just actually get this bike painted. When I actually originally bought the Cannondale, this wasn't the frame that I got. I came with this really cool red, grey and white theme, and I thought it looked absolutely awesome, looked so cool with the Couplands kit. I'll pop a photo up of it now. I called it Roxanne, it's Roxanne on my Strava. I just thought it was the coolest bike ever and I really fell in love with that bike. Obviously I got hit by a car, that bike got absolutely totaled, there was no red ones left and I had to settle on like this black, silver and like kind of a metallic-y colour because there was no other ones left in the country. And this has been a really good bike, but it just has no, like my other bikes just have so much wow factor, and this is the bike I actually enjoy riding. This is the bike that is really set up for me to race and I want to train on rather than the Scott and stuff. And I want to be making more and more videos now that I'm getting back into my channel. And this is just a boring bike to film with. You chuck a thumbnail of this up, it's just as boring. So I have decided this is the bike that is going to be painted. This is technically the next project bike. Alright, now that that announcement is out of the way, we are definitely going to be custom painting this with Matt Brook, which is Frameworks. I'll chuck his links up. He's obviously done the Scott and he's also done the Giant. So we're going to stick with him. He's done an absolutely brilliant job. He's been pretty much booked out ever since he kind of did that Scott foil and it just blew up on YouTube. So thanks to you guys for watching the videos and really blowing up those custom bikes. You guys seem to like it, the videos do really well. So that's why I'm like, why not, let's do another one. Let's do an absolutely killer paint job on this Cannondale. But now we come to the part of the video where we need to work out what are we going to do. So going back to the idea behind the Scott foil here, this was what I came up with. I had this Hot Wheels sitting in my room at the time. This is the old GT40 race car Golf edition with the blue and the orange. And I just thought that looked absolutely sick. Why not put that onto a road bike? So that's another option. Do we use another Hot Wheels? Let me know in the comments below. But I also have on my phone, as I always do, a whole bunch of photos and a whole bunch of inspiration that we could potentially put on this bike. So these are all just going to be my ideas. If you have another idea that you think is a brilliant idea, leave it in the comments. Just because I list these doesn't mean that this is actually going to be the final product. So the first one I thought could be cool is the British McLaren team, the F1 team McLaren, and they have the colours orange and quite a light metallic blue, which I think could look absolutely sick on this. And then another one I saw was this BMW M Sport race car, which is just like a whole bunch of colours just lightning fast down the side. I'm not entirely sure this would be the right frame to do it on. I think you'd almost want to do that on a time trial frame where there's a lot of carbon and a nice thick tube as well, whereas this has lots of thin tubes. So that's an option, but I don't know if it's the best one. Another one I had was the old retro BMW colours, with the majority of it being white, and then it's the red, dark blue, and then light blue, the stripe, which you could put down the side and down these tubes. So yeah, that could be quite a cool option as well. And then a really cool option I had would be the Dukes of Hazzard car with the #1 on it, because obviously this is the #1 bike in the collection. I thought the orange, like a really bright metallic orange, and then maybe if Matt put some kind of shiny stuff in it so it like glimmered in the sun, could be a really cool option with the big #1 on it. But I do want to keep the flag idea, so I was thinking maybe on the top tube or somewhere, probably like right here on the top I would put the New Zealand flag, because I'm a Kiwi and I thought that'd be quite a cool little touch. So yeah, that's an option, the Dukes of Hazzard car. So and then option 5, obviously if you've been watching the vlogs for a while, you know that I am an avid Lightning McQueen and Cars supporter. So I was thinking maybe we could make this into a really cool looking like Lightning McQueen homage. I have the Lightning McQueen Hot Wheels, by the way, which could kind of go with that same theme as the Scott foil. We could have the whole thing red, the 95 up the top here, and then all of the stickers down the side, because obviously he was called Stickers in the movie. So yeah, that's the option, the Lightning McQueen option. I think that could be really cool, and it kind of fits in with my personality as well. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. Another cool like childhood one of mine would be the Mystery Machine. This is pretty sick. The colours are blue, green and red. And obviously you'd have the Mystery Machine logo probably somewhere on one of the bigger tubes, or maybe on the down tube here. So that is another option there. And then the final option, I found this just on Google looking at F1, cool F1 cars. It's I think Marlboro is a smokes brand, a Honda old F1 car. But the reason I liked it is because if you know much about Team Couplands, so the reason I thought it was cool because if you know my team, Team Couplands, the majority of our kit is white and red, so I thought the white and red on the bike would look absolutely awesome with the kit. So if you look at the photo on here, it's got 2 thin red stripes and the rest of it's just white. So obviously if you did the whole undercoat as white and then you had just a red strip, kind of like it already is, just have these red the whole way through, that could look really cool. And cover it in maybe like the Couplands logos, as if you would have the logos on the race car, but like change into the actual logos of the team. So like Booth's Group, Couplands, and then like CyclingTom and stuff like that. So that is another option, the red. Basically the option is just red and white, but I thought that'd be a really cool option. But yeah, that is all the ones that I have on my phone for the moment. Obviously they don't have to be there. If you have a really cool idea, leave it down below, or if you see a comment down below with an option that you think is really cool, give it a like, because the highest ones are obviously going to get to the top of the comment section. And then 2 videos time from here, I'm going to be selecting it, and we're going to be flying up to see Matt in Auckland, and we're going to be getting this whole thing painted. I'm going to film the whole thing like I did with the Scott foil, and it's going to be an awesome process. Get this thing built up again and back ready for racing for summer. Alright, I was going to head for a ride, but it starts absolutely pissed down here in Masterton. So I might either jump on the trainer or leave it for tomorrow. If you did enjoy this video and you want to leave a comment on what I should paint the Cannondale, just absolutely blow up the comments down below. I want as many comments on this video as possible, because this is going to be the best one to date. If you think the Scott foil is cool, this is just going to be on a whole nother level. So yeah, drop those comments down below. I'm heading out for a training ride with Maddie tomorrow. He hasn't been on the vlog in ages, so I'm going to bring the camera along. We're going to get a good video out of that. And if you haven't dropped a like on this video, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already.